All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some breaking Jets news that just came out like 30 seconds ago here from Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network. Some positive Jets news. Can you believe it? I feel like every video I make these days is just negative, right? With the injuries and the losing and this and that. Funny enough, I'm actually working on a video right now that should be up either later tonight or tomorrow, depending on how long the exporting process takes. And that's always a pain. But the breaking news is that Zach Wilson is expected to return to practice this week. Okay, everything with the injuries coming along really, really nicely. Here's the twist. It's looking like Mike White will probably be getting the starting nod this upcoming Sunday against the Buffalo Bills, the rival Bills. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And, you know, the Bills' struggles have been well noted over the past couple of weeks. Tight game with Miami. They pulled it out. And then obviously yesterday they dropped the game in Jacksonville 9-6. And I do feel like, yes, it was an anomaly. But I mean, Jacksonville's not the better team, right? They are not better than the Buffalo Bills. So the point is, Buffalo is going to be coming in hungry. They're coming in hungry. I mean, they just got humiliated by Jacksonville, the one-win Jaguars. The Bills are going to be ready to play. It's a rivalry game. It's an AFC game. The Bills are going to be ready. Who gives the Jets the best chance to win right now? I believe it's Mike White. So look, if I was Robert Saleh, if I was Mike LaFleur, if I was the one making this decision, I got to be honest with you, this is just my personal take, and I would love to hear your thoughts down below as well. Should it be White or Wilson? I think for me, right now, I would roll with White for this week. I think Mike White gives the Jets the best chance to win. I think he, number one, can move the ball. He can move the chains. Before Mike White entered the mix, the Jets were outscored 44-0 in the first quarter. I mean, that was a joke. We were literally the worst team in the NFL in the first quarter. It was inexcusable. It was unreal. And then, I mean, whether you want to take into consideration the second half in the Patriots game, the entire Bengals game, where Mike White threw for over 400 yards, that, you know, crazy game, or even the first couple of drives against the Colts, it just looks like Mike White has command of the offense. The guys rally behind Mike White. He's accurate with the football. He knows where to go with the processing post-snap has been great. He knows when to check it down as well. He gets rid of the football. He doesn't take these brutal sacks. I feel like the Jets are in solid hands with Mike White. And look, that's not a knock on Zach Wilson, not in the least. Not in the least. Of course, Zach Wilson is still the long-term, what we hope to be, answer at the quarterback position here. And I really don't feel like it's hurting Zach Wilson at all to take a couple games off. You know, as lame as that sounds, I feel like Zach Wilson right now being on the bench is actually benefiting him. He's no pressure on him. Coming off of an injury, you know, the last thing you want is to be thinking about your injury when you're going up against that Bills defense. Sean McDermott, it's a huge game for them. You don't want Zach Wilson thinking about the injury and him possibly re-aggravating it or getting hit again. I think also being in practice, being in the meeting rooms with not just Mike LaFleur and Mike White going through the offense, but also with Beck, you know, who was recently added, I think taking these couple weeks it's going to pay dividends later in the season. You know, to reference Sam Darnold back in his rookie season, and of course, you know, he didn't work out with New York, and obviously he's struggling big time this season with the Panthers, but if we think back to that season, Darnold got hurt, his rookie season, 2018. He got hurt midway through. Josh McCown stepped in, you know, took the reins for a couple weeks. When Sam Darnold was, you know, ready, he was ready to get back in there, he looked like a completely different quarterback. And he was vocal about it. You know, it wasn't just, oh, you know, I learned a lot in practice and this and that. He talked the talk, but he backed it up. He walked the walk in the games. Packers, Texans, late down the stretch, Sam Darnold looked, I mean, every single Jet fan, like all across the world, were like thinking, do we get our franchise quarterback? Like, if he can look like this every single week, we are in fantastic hands moving forward. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that these young quarterbacks have so much expectations coming out of school. If you're a first-round pick, you know, everybody wants you to play. Jobs are riding on your, you know, on the draft pick. There's so much pressure. And if you're healthy, there's just that, again, pressure. There's just that expectation that you need to be in there. Like Andy Dalton versus Justin Fields. Like, there's a lot of pressure. Get the rookie in there. See what he can do. Who's going to be the next Mahomes? Who's going to be the next Justin Herbert? And, you know, some guys thrive in it. Some guys might need a couple games. Some guys might need a couple years. Look at Jordan Love in Green Bay. And some guys need a lot of time. Like, look at Tua. Like, Tua's doing well, but I mean, he's spent a lot of time on the bench sitting behind Fitzpatrick. He's obviously been injured, but to me, it's only been a couple games. I think right now, for the Jets' best interest, who gives the Jets the best chance to win? It's Mike White right now, this week against the Bills. I think Zach Wilson's also benefiting from sitting on the bench, so I think it's a win-win. I really do feel like it's a win-win. The worst case scenario is if you essentially bench Mike White, you put Zach Wilson back into the game, and he starts struggling. And then what do? Because the last thing you want is Zach Wilson to lose the locker room. That would be horrible, right? Or where the players start to buy into Mike White. But the Jets are just starting Zach Wilson because he was the second overall pick, because we want the quarterback development and, we want him to get the experience. When White gives the Jets the best chance to win the game. So, as far as this week is concerned, I'm not talking about 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 2 weeks from now. This week against the Bills, I think the right decision is to go with Mike White. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. And by the way, I'm not saying, I could be dead wrong. I could be 100% wrong on this. I'm not saying I'm right or I'm wrong or whatever. That's just my personal take if I was running the team. So again, let me know your thoughts down below. I can't wait to see, which side you're kind of leaning towards, Wilson or White. Should be a lot of fun. I can't wait to see how it all plays out. But anyway, thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.